I'm gonna give this video a 10 out of 10. Yes, that is right. Today is a collection video. I wanted to smack the table. There's a lot of 10. It sounds like one of those big metal trash cans. But today we are going to be checking out my entire vintage SpongeBob and some modern SpongeBob lunchbox collection, but mostly 10, because the majority of the SpongeBob lunchboxes that were released back in the day were 10. There are a couple soft lunchboxes as well, like for example the green label one. You guys know these ones, the old Squish Sandwich, the old Bursted Capri Sun, the old My Pizza Lunchable is a bunch of freaking crumbs. There's those, and then there was the 10 ones, and of course those were insulated, so they kind of helped keep the temperature down a little bit. But these are the ones that I prefer to collect. I think 10 is a beautiful look. The way the colors pop on it, it holds up, they last for years and years and years. And we're only going to be covering the containers, like lunchboxes or mini lunchboxes. You might be wondering my arms like this, because I also have many other 10 items, like these little lockers and stuff, but we're not going to be covering those today. We are focusing specifically on the lunchboxes here. So I want to see all together how many I have in my collection, as well as archive them on this channel, so you guys know which ones I have, and when we're out there looking, you know, whether I'm looking online or at the flea market, thrift stores, I know which ones I have and which ones I don't. And at the same time, it's about time that I clean these bad boys. So that was what I really initially started this off as. You guys don't always see a lot of the cleaning that goes on in this room, but I figured that I categorize it with you guys as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so starting off with one of my favorite style of tins, and that is these. I don't even know what you call this, like, I don't know, like this overlapping dome style tins. I love this design so much, and also many of these tins have stuff in them, so we'll get to find out what's in there as well. But this is the Pirate SpongeBob tin, and you'll see the lid right here. It says Timbox. And that is the company that makes a majority of the old school, especially the vintage SpongeBob tin. They even usually put a sticker down there that says Tin Box Company. This one was sent in by Richard Pfeiffer in 2022, so thank you so much, Richard. But I love the look on this one. You've got SpongeBob there up in his pirate gear, and you can really see what I'm talking about, like when it comes to the colors, the way it pops on the tin. On the left over here, you've got like Captain SpongeBob here with this little mustache and an underwater, like very non-canon parrot that you just never see in the show ever. On the other side, you got Patrick as well as SpongeBob again, but this is just SpongeBob with like a pirate hat on. There's just a bunch of different, I guess you'd say, like style guide images of the characters as pirates. But I think the back has one of the best shots, because you get Mr. Krabs, Patrick, SpongeBob literally swinging Jack Sparrow style from one side of the ship to the other. And you also get Plankton over there with a single peg leg, and even this pirate Squidward. And I can't say that I've seen this image of Pirate Squidward on really anything else. Usually when they do Pirate Squidward, it's always that like Flying Dutchman image of him. Never have I really seen this one, so it's a nice shot there. And that is the front of the lunchbox, so I think that's the best shot for it. And the image blends so well that you really don't even notice that it actually pops open the way that it does. Let's see what we have inside of here. This one looks like it has a lot of arcade game cartridges, like the VTech stuff, and Fisher-Price cartridges, you know. All of these like cartridge games that like you probably would never really play, but you know, I keep them in the collection because they are still worth archiving. So we got that one right there. I'm gonna clean up all of these certain type of tins all together at the end, and then we'll go into the next one. So we have one tin on our tin counter over here. As far as we know, the biggest lunchbox collection we know is Roger Bumpus, and I think he says he has like 56 lunchboxes last time it was like reported, but I don't know if that's only tin ones or just lunchboxes in general. If I count lunchboxes in general, I might have a few more, but let's just focus on the tins today. So next up here we have possibly the first one to ever get released, and it's also the only one that has this like over like shoulder strap here. So this is the SpongeBob Employee of the Month tin. The pirate one here released in 2008, and this one being the first one released in 2001. So we had the Tin Box Company releasing tins and this style for 7 years. It's a long period of time for tins to be like released. It doesn't sound like 2001, 2008 doesn't sound that long like right now, but if you think about like how long 2017 was till today, that's, you know, quite a big period of time. But as I said, this one has the over strap here. It was by the Timbox company too, but they did not put the like little handle saying Timbox company on the side there. But some just really early images of SpongeBob there. You got him on the back. It says Employee of the Month, SpongeBob SquarePants, and then of course you got Plankton down there on the bottom running away with a Krabby Patty. We see that image on a lot of early SpongeBob products. You've got SpongeBob eating a bunch of Krabby Patties on the right side, and then on the left side we got Patrick here eating a Krabby Patty and it's sliding out of the burger. And then the front is just one of the most iconic when it comes to me. Like when I think about early SpongeBob, I always think about, I think it's still the image on this too, this early image of SpongeBob. It's actually similar, but this like SpongeBob kind of juggling the different ingredients in the Krusty Krab. I think it kind of gives you a little callback to Help Wanted when SpongeBob's just kind of like making the Krabby Patties almost into like a musical, theatrical performance, if you will. So you got Squidward on there, and just every inch of this brings me so much nostalgia because all of these images are so early SpongeBob, like that Mr. Krabs, that Squidward. It just screams like, you know, golden era of SpongeBob. So I'm always happy to have this one of the collection. Just a beautiful shot here. And that is tin number 2 in our collection. What do we have inside this one? This one I'm very familiar with, even though it took me a second. This is all of like our loose Game Boy cartridges, DS, 3DS, DS, 3DS. We're going through all the generations of handheld Nintendo. Actually, let's go way back. We literally have every version of Game Boy freaking Color. Wait a minute, we can go even further than that. We got Game Boy. This is before it was even colored. And it was still by THQ, who like still makes SpongeBob and Nickelodeon games today. Every generation of Nintendo handheld, like pretty much is like, we have a loose cartridge in here, which is just kind of cool. So there we go, tin number 2 in the collection. Tin number 3, this one I would say, I'm gonna try to guess the release year just off of the aesthetic, just to expand my SpongeBob knowledge here. So this one, so this is the Hawaii style one. You can see it's got the old school SpongeBob logo on there. I want to guess that this one could be 2001, but it could be as late as 2004. I'm gonna say 2002. Bam, dude, freaking, what do you know, dude, freaking 2002. It's almost like I have a crazy hyperfixation with like a crippling urge to learn these things. But yes, this is the 2002 Aloha. I like to call this, and it says that on there too, but a lot of products kind of had this theming. It was the Aloha SpongeBob vibe. So it was always kind of like a very Polynesian inspired SpongeBob style, I would say, with him with like the little hula outfit on. Then you got Squidward playing the clarinet on this side. This is Aloha. And actually, I want to say that there was a lot of early images of them in this Aloha style too, which is weird that they only have SpongeBob in this outfit, because you can often see Squidward like playing the bongos in this style. Sandy's often doing like a little dance, you know. We'll put that PNG on screen for you guys. What is Patrick doing? I feel like Patrick's not doing anything in particular. Why do I feel like he has like a hat on or something? Ryan, bring up the Aloha Patrick. But yes, there's all those images, but they only use this SpongeBob here. And then on the back, you got Sponge. Dude, this one's like almost just like has nothing to do with the Polynesian aspect though. It's just him playing his nose, and then, you know, Sandy and Patrick in the back. I would say this is one of the more boring ones. The theming isn't consistent throughout the whole thing, but I do like this really tiny small print Steven Hillenburg signature on the bottom there. All right, tin number 3 to the collection. We only have a few more of this style, and I love this style too, so this one's a heavy one. Let's save that one for last. All right, this one's a wild card. Okay, so there's no SpongeBob logo on here, which is always a good indicator for me to decide. So we have like kind of a construction theme here. We have SpongeBob here with the tool belt and like his toolbox. You have this reused image of him juggling the Krabby Patties there, but with like tools. And then the back's got him using a jackhammer. This to me screams like the very experimental era of SpongeBob. I think that they started seeing that a lot of sales were starting to happen for the green label, like early product. So they started having a little bit more confidence, a little bit more pimp in the step, you know? And started putting out bigger style guides, a lot more use cases. Like for example, this one being, you know, construction. I'm gonna guess 2000. My instincts want to say 2006, but I'm gonna say 2005. Damn, 2008. It's 2008, a little later than I was expecting, to be honest. So 2008. And then let's see here. This one right here is a little heavy. So that one was empty. This one I'm very curious what's inside of it. What do I not remember? Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay, so this one is the art themed ones. This is art Art 101. And this is, again, kind of a little bit more experimental, but it's a little less than the one we just saw. You know, by 2008, we had a lot of SpongeBob style guides out there. And the style guides, again, are the assets that the brand gives the companies to use to put on their products. Some countries, they let them go a little bit more crazy and do kind of their own thing, like in Asia. But in the US, they very often stick very strictly to style guides, which is good and bad. You get a lot less like weird, like knockoff looking style stuff, but you also get a very controlled lack of creativity sometimes too. But you got Squidward there flexing his art, you know, you got a little painting of Gary there, as well as like a Squidward Van Gogh style, or no, that's Da Vinci, right? And then on the back, you got SpongeBob and Patrick. Patrick's got that cocky, like, it's first grade SpongeBob kind of look. This, I am confident, is earlier than that last one, but later than like the 2001 one. I'm gonna say 2006. I'm gonna go with my instinct this time and not go with the other one. 2006. Let's go. 2006 on this one. And this one was sent in by Dustin Tucker in 2023. So thank you so much, Dustin. Appreciate you. And this one is completely filled with all of these different stickers that you would get back at the doctor's office when you were a kid. You know, if you got your booster shot, or I don't even know what the heck a booster shot is. What even is a booster? But whatever we called a booster shot back then. But Nickelodeon had stickers that they would, you know, sell to the doctor's offices. I don't know if they'd give them to them. I mean, it would kind of be smart to just kind of, it's by Sandy Lion. Sandy Lion's a very collectible sticker brand too. But you would think they would just give these to the doctor's offices because they're basically like free advertising, right? But they would have all of these different stickers you could get, and they have like Fairly Odd Parents here. We got SpongeBob, holographic SpongeBob, and then Jimmy Neutron. So these are all the different stickers you could have gotten during that time, like full collections of them. We got these in from a member of the fan mail a while back, whose I think mother was actually a pediatrician or something like that. So she just kind of had all of these stickers left over from you know, back in the day. So very grateful to have those in the collection, and I've kind of kept them all preserved in these tins. And that's what I'm saying, these tins work great for storage. Like, you know, they can sit in your collection, look awesome, and also store some stuff too. All right, another one that's tin number's 5. And then this one, oh man, this is a tough one to nail, but man, do I love these colors. That one is beautiful. Almost has Fruity Arrow style to it, but the colors are so like tasty. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but like all of those colors, that would be my favorite color of candy. Like, I would love any of these colors as a candy. Cute SpongeBob and Patrick in the back, and it says, "Oh, happy day." I want to say 08 because it feels like maybe there was a wave of these that were coming out, but I'm gonna say 2007. Bro, you can't write this. I swear I didn't know these beforehand. 2007, baby. 2007, right up there. And what does this one have in it? Just some random stuff. Like, I don't even know why this stuff is in here. There's this random SpongeBob keychain. I think this might be from the I got this tin in a lot, and these items might have been in that lot, and I just didn't know what to do with them at that time, so I just stuffed them back in here. So I have this random keychain, which seems like the worst keychain ever. Like, all it takes is one thing getting hooked to this and it breaks. Probably why it's in there. And then this random figure from Atlantis Squarepantis, which I have like 4 of, so that's probably why that's in there as well too. All right, another one added to our list, and that is the end of these dome style tins. These are my favorites to collect without a doubt. I know there's still some out there that I don't have, so I hope I can get those down the line. But that's the end of this one. Okay, so next up we have are these, we'll do the mini tins here. So mini tins, often they came with like some kind of candy or toy, something along those lines. And I'm fortunate to have a few of them sealed. So for example, there's this little seashell one here. This is 2000, I would guess maybe 2003. And yes, it is 2003. This is honestly concerning. I'm gonna pick up a random one, 2004. I need medical help. That is correct. All right. Anyway, this right here, it's used to contain, well, it still does contain tangy SpongeBob candy. I wouldn't want to open this because I'm sure that the candy is very disgusting. I feel like there are images online of what the candy looks like if we can find it. But a very cute little like gel style here. It's got SpongeBob and Patrick eating a bunch of candy in the back there. And I think this was something they released probably for like Halloween or something like that. that, but I remember getting them more around like Christmas time as a kid. Next up here we have the Valentine's Day SpongeBob, and this one I'm gonna guess is like 2000. I want to say like the look of it gives me 2005 vibes, but it has Sandy and SpongeBob like kind of like almost romanticized there, which is something they kind of nipped in the bud very early on. So I want to say like it could be 2002, 2004. So that's kind of gave me the vibe of that. But like I said, this was still early enough, I guess, where they kind of, you know, were slightly shipping Sandy before he became asexual, and Sandy just never got like a boyfriend ever. Nonetheless, very cute heart shaping on that one, and another one added to our board. This one right here, I'm realizing I have one of these like loose that's not sealed that has a non-broken handle, but this one is egg shaped here kind of, and it's got Easter Bunny SpongeBob there from the house party episode, and it has crispy coins there too, which are, I'm pretty sure, just the same chocolate SpongeBob coins that were available separately. It's kind of got the green label theming on it. Not my favorite design of the tins. I think Easter stuff in general is just not my favorite, like, product style. Like, I prefer Halloween. Like, Halloween stuff to me is, like, year-round. It's so cool. Christmas stuff, I don't really like a lot of, like, seasonal stuff because it makes it a little bit tougher to display it year-round. Whereas, like, for Halloween, I liked it just year-round. Christmas stuff, you could do that, too. I just don't. But Easter is just, like, it's debatable if it even deserves its own, like, aesthetic, I guess, because it's like, oh, every one per season's got to have something, right? But I don't know. I guess if you like Easter stuff, good for you, but it's just not my favorite, so I don't know. It's like an okay 10. And we're almost done with our mini tins. We have I actually don't know what this one came with. I think this might have just been sold like this as like a party kind of, like, you know, like the party section where they have like little tiny trinkets to like give to kids that come to your birthday party that aren't the birthday kid because they don't deserve full-blown presents. It's not their birthday, but they deserve little presents because they came. So it's something like that, you know, classic SpongeBob's like jellyfishing face there. You got some really cute images along the side there, like Squidward stomping through jellyfish fields. You got Sandy, Patrick on there, as well as SpongeBob, which is kind of cool. They got 4 characters featured there. It's got this little SpongeBob logo there, which is like something they only really did for like 2004, 2005, this weird like logo that it was only used in products really. And this is 2004. I was gonna say 2005. I was thinking that 2004 is what it is though. Another mini tin, and then these ones. Oh wait, there's also this one too. There's also one just like that one that's slightly different, which makes you wonder, maybe they did come with a product. I just don't know what it is. These are also still made by the Tin Box Company. You got SpongeBob there on the Bikini Bottom streets, and then on the back here again you got that same little SB there, this weird like logo that they kind of made up for the product. I'm gonna say probably 2004 as well, 2004. And then on the back you got SpongeBob on Conch Street naked, because for some reason that was so funny when 2004, like SpongeBob's naked. That's funny. Laugh. And then, like, I don't know, honorable mentions, we have these little tin keychains. They are technically containers, but I think they were more for, like, you know, sour Altoids or cinnamon Altoids or, you know, Tylenol. Little pill containers. So you have this one, this hot, steamy goodness. I actually didn't know what that said, but I just saw the image from the viewfinder and I know that's what it says. And then we have the Karate Choppers one with SpongeBob and Sandy in the back there. And these are both from 2002. I think that they originally did come in like a green label blister, and I almost want to say that it came with something else in there too, but it could have just come just like this. If we can find those, we'll pop them up on screen. But we're not going to count those as tins. We'll count these two because they have a little handle and they're very lunchbox styled, but these ones I'm going to say no on. I don't even know what number we're at, so we counted these two. Okay, next up I think is everybody's favorite when it comes to the tins for sure. Whenever people come into my collection, I'm like, one of my proudest things, I love the tin stuff. I cannot express that enough. I collect a lot of stuff, but one of my biggest fixations within this fixation is the tins. But I really like finding them kind of naturally, whether it be the audience helping me out or finding them in the wild, at the flea market. I know I could go online and just kind of like pick up all the ones I need, but it's kind of fun just slowly acquiring them, not kind of ruining the hunt for myself. And I have most of these. These are the figural type tins. So for a lack of a better term, I don't really know what else to call them. They are like more of a body shape style tins, and they do have no handle on them, but they very much so are kind of like lunchbox inspired for sure. So here's a couple of them here. We have SpongeBob. who's just kind of standing straight forward, got his hand on his hip. That was the one that we got in 2002. Then a little bit later, they took the same kind of mold. I would say that the mold is slightly adjusted. They're both by the Tin Box Company. Actually, no. Are these by Frankfurt? Actually, these are by Frankfurt. These are by Frankfurt. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Tin Box Company still had hands in the tin aspect of it, but it is by the Frankfurt Company because these came with Krabby Patties. I don't think these have any Krabby Patties. Actually, yeah, they do. This one still has the Nick Candy, the first ever iteration of the Krabby Patty gummies, crusty as ever inside of it. So they came with Krabby Patties inside of them originally. This one's got pieces from a Spongebob, you know, the Make-A-Bob, the Build-A-Bob figures. All the little like missing pieces for him are inside of this. But yeah, so there's a classic standing SpongeBob. Then you got the winking thumbs up SpongeBob. Then we got hands on the hip 2002 as well. Christmas SpongeBob, just kind of a recoloring of this one over here where they changed the spots to the green as well as giving him like a more Christmas style outfit. Then we got in 2006 from Ian Orchard, we got this one, skiing SpongeBob with him like on like little skis. Very cute. You can see that some of them are very, you know, these two, at least two out of the four have been very like Christmas themed because it was like, kind of designed to be like a little gift you can give somebody. And then we got this one from Dustin Tucker. This is 2014, which I gotta say is one of the best semi-modern tins I've seen in a while, because as you will see, some of the modern tins are very like typical, you know? So for it to be a 2014 one and have such a cool like figure style to it, I mean, it's not doing it like the old school days with the add-on legs and arms, but it's still pretty cool. This one right here, that's just SpongeBob's full body there, and this one does have a lunch handle. I don't know, like if I were to make a distinction of what's a lunchbox, I would say the handle, but I already started this video, so we're gonna count these two. Again, there's a lot of other tins. I mean, we could do buckets too, but it's a whole different thing. I love tin in any form, so I collect all of it, but it's not, you know, it's not closable. I think closing is another big factor on what distincts it as a lunchbox. Alright, so that is all of the figure style ones, and I'm kind of curious. These two came with, actually, these two came with caramel corn. This one came with the Krabby Patties. This one came with popcorn as well. And this one, there's no, like, food ingredients on it, so this must have just been a tin by itself. Okay, now this is a more rare type that I only have two of, actually, in my collection. One of them came from Tiffany A in 2024, and then this one I think I got in a lot. So, it's this weird like tin box, like a tin lunchbox backpack thing. Like, it's designed to kind of represent or embody, I would say, like a backpack, being that it has like a little like lump here for a pouch and one up here too, and then it even has these really tiny like backpack straps on this side. But I just, you know, you really couldn't, I don't know, you couldn't really, there's nobody that could fit this on their shoulders, so I don't really know. I'm trying to think if like maybe I'm missing like what that could have been for. Like, could it be for like your belt loop and this could hang on to your hip? I don't know. I just think that it's just supposed to be like a backpack kind of, and more, even more so that it zips open and closed, whereas none of the other tins do that, and it's got a fabric kind of connection that's attached to that zipper. Really clean. I would say the inside is a nice size. Like, I would say this one is probably the most lunchbox-esque of the tins. This one screams 2006. Ooh, 2009. This one's 2009, this one's also 2009, so the same year. I don't think they kept this design for a while. These are the only two tins I have like this. I'm sure there might be a few more out there, but these are the two that I have. And I think I don't know, they're both cute. I love the skateboarding style of this one. This one's really adorable. I'm just not a big fan of the shapes of these tins, but I still am gonna collect all of them, and I still love them because they're still tin lunchboxes. It's just, of the ones, I would say they're my second to least favorite. My least favorite, I would say, is maybe these, just because of the fact that it's just kind of, I don't know, uneventful. And these are the classic just lunchboxes here. You can see this one really needs to be clean. Look at all that dust, gunk here. And it's really important to keep tins clean, or anything in your collection clean, because once dust starts to collect a little bit, it can start to absorb moisture, and then it becomes caked on dust, and that's that dust that just like feels like almost like a film. And then that absorption of that film can get thicker and thicker, and it can even start to rust the product. Even though you're not putting it in direct water, you're not putting it like in the dirt, it can actually start to rust and corrode. But I mean, I actually just realized this is just a bigger version of this little one that I never noticed that until just right now filming this video. This is just a mini version of this one. That's kind of cool. Wait a minute, is that? Oh no, they're similar, but no, there must be a bigger one of this too then. But these are all kind of the same. There's some earlier ones. I want to say this one's probably like 2002, 2003 it said, 2008. So I mean, they kept that style around for a while, but I mean, it's just kind of, you know, it's typical. Your basic lunchbox here. That one's the same as the small one. This one's got a bubble blowing kind of vibe to it, which I do appreciate. That one's very, very cozy. I love that part of it. It's very fun. Then we have one that's actually 2011. Is this? I think this might be the newest, kind of old SpongeBob tin of like the same style before they completely changed things up. And that is this like pink one here. This one's, you know, you can see it's starting to get very modern. You're seeing less and less aspects of the show and more of just like this random stuff, you know, tentacles with SpongeBob kind of integrated into it, you know? And then you get stuff that starts being a little less lasting too. So like I love about the handles on these ones is it just the plastic and it says Tin Box Company there, like, you know, embossed kind of into it. Whereas like, you know, this one, the 2011 one, has the SpongeBob there, but it's like a sticker that's like put on top of it. So if you were to throw this in the washing machine or, you know, leave it out for too long, that sticker would slowly start to... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see you, Tin Box Company. That is actually a little small piece of tin. So never mind. That is nice, actually. Okay, I was thinking, man, like what I love about tin is that the wear isn't as bad as like, you know, some of the paper or, you know, stuff like these. Again, over time, stuff rubbing against it will slowly start to get rid of the picture. I mean, that happens on this too, but it has so much less give to it that it doesn't happen as quickly. And the coating on it is more of like the paint on a car. Like it's a little harder to get off than like, you know, something that can just kind of be bent and slowly, you know, wear off the like the actual design of it. So yeah, that was still pretty cool. I guess that's actually better than I expected. So I'm gonna go through these ones kind of fast because they're just kind of, you know, a little bit boring. Then you have, this is the newest 2024, the newest tin that I added to the collection. This is currently at Five Below. I will say, not bad. It's not bad. It does have like the embossed kind of like 3D front to it that we saw on some of the earlier ones. The colors on it are nice. The handle on it's secure. I mean, I would say that it's pretty much on par with a lot of the tins that we saw from every other generation. So I will give them some huge credit on this one being very nice for being 2024. It doesn't have the coziness of the older ones because you can tell the images on the front are very modern and it feels very digital, of course, too. Like the designs feel very digital, like they're just kind of imposed over the background there. But it's still quality-wise the same as a lot of the other tins that we looked at today. So I think that's a pretty good one. This is also a very, very modern one, and this one does not have the tin there. There's a piece of cardboard that feels like at the top here, the same type of handle there. And this is by Tool Tin, not Tin Box Company. Tin Box Company, don't play that. We heard that. This is at Walmart. It's a pencil case lunchbox style. This one you can get right now at Walmart. It says 2022, but I think it's still available there now. Very, very like, you know, they've got them in the ocean, like literal ocean with just random fish. Not my vibe, not my favorite. I would rather have this one that's really modern over this one because at least it's in Bikini Bottom. And then our last two tins here, we have these. These have all been empty, by the way, too, I think. Yeah. No, actually not this one. This one's got a bunch of magic washcloths. And I have more of these actually in a cookie jar up there, so there's a lot of these magic washcloths they've released over the years. I've got tons of them. But yes, this is the jelly fishing style tin. It's a mini, like miniature, mid-sized tin there. Very cool. I love the side there. You can tell this one's classic. Just really cute all the way around. And then we got this one here, the Shakin' Breakin' with SpongeBob and Patrick dancing on here. And then on the side, it's got these silhouettes there with like the 90s kind of like abstract shapes or triangles going through it. Really, really sweet. So that is actually it. And that's our last tin added there. I don't even know what number number we're at. I won't know what number we were at until I finish this video and it goes up for you guys. I gotta clean all of these ones now before I put them back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here. If you want to see a showcase of another particular part of the collection, let me know. I think another thing we got to do soon is board games. We got a lot of SpongeBob board games in here and in the vault that I think we should check out and kind of do a recap of all the different SpongeBob or Nickelodeon board games. But let me know what you guys want to see next. Definitely make that happen for you guys. Hit the like button again if you're new here. Subscribe. And also if you guys want to support the show further, go check out the Patreon where you can subscribe for only $2 a month and you get an extended version of this video early release. Everybody on Patreon's already seen this video before it even came out here on YouTube, and they're 100% ad free. Go check it out and you can support the show and keep these videos coming for years down the road. And you also get invited to our Discord. You get to hang out and talk with other members of the Rep Pack. You can also go check out my Whatnot where whenever I get extras of these tins, I always bring them over to my Whatnot streams and we either put them up for auction on our shows or I give them away for absolutely free. Shipping and all is free, so join in on Whatnot. That link is down below in the description. You get $15 for free towards your first pickup at checkout when you sign up for Whatnot. So if you've already signed up for Whatnot and you didn't get your free $15 coupon, it will appear towards the checkout. So when you check out your item, your $15 coupon will pop up. You can utilize it and get something for free or at a great discount. All that information is down below. I'll see you guys in this video right here. I know you're gonna love it. This is a review of every single SpongeBob DVD release ever. Go check it out. I'll see you guys over there. Took us a while to collect every single one, so go take a look. And as always, Rep Pack, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop!